welcome you to the Clinical Skills Lab. The Clinical Skills Lab is for the Lagos State University College of Medicine. It has a range of 51 different mannequins. I'll just walk you through briefly what the different mannequins do. The two mannequins here are both for urethral catheterization. One is for the male, that's for the male bladder, and this is for the female. So the students can learn how to catheterize both male and female. This model is for central lines. We can put central lines either into the internal jugular or the subclavian. So the same model allows central line insertion, either internal jugular or subclavian. The model beside it is one for the airway. This model is very useful in terms of intubation. So you intubate to ventilate the patient, that gets air into the lungs. If you're in the correct place, you'll be able to ventilate and see the lungs moving. If you go into the wrong passage and you intubate the esophagus, then you see the lungs moving, you see the stomach moving. So it's a very good mannequin in terms of, rather than learning on a patient where there might be risk to life if you intubate the wrong passage, here the students can learn to intubate correctly the airway and avoid intubating the esophagus. We have the mannequin for blood pressure. What this does is you apply a cuff to it, and same as you do in real life, you inflate the cuff and listen for the sounds so you know the systolic and the diastolic pressure. This small pack is to teach the students how to sew cuts and lacerations. So it's like a basic clinical skills, it's a basic surgical skills set that has the needle holder, the forceps, and the artificial skin. So you can make incisions and lacerations and sew them up. This is for venipuncture. So you can see the veins shown up very nicely here. So when you say venipuncture, that means you're accessing the veins, same as on my hand, and putting a catheter into the veins. This is mainly for both the airway and the abdomen. This particular one is for CPR. That's for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. This one is called the Trauma Man. With the Trauma Man, it helps students to learn the different skills required in trauma. This is for breast examination. So rather than expose a patient, you have the breast examination model and the different lumps which are listed on the list here. So the students learn what lumps or what pathologies feel like what. This is the ear exam trainer. What this does, you have various earpieces, and these earpieces fit in there. And with a fundoscope, you can look in, and there are different pathologies listed on the sheet here. So the trainer can show the students various ear pathologies.
My name is Dr. Samira Makanjola, and I'm the coordinator for the Molecular Biology Laboratory. This laboratory was first set up to try and conduct research in the area of molecular biology. So that means work looking at DNA and RNA and proteins. So how do they behave? So one of the most prolific molecular biology techniques that is used is the polymerase chain reaction, also known as PCR. So this is the machine that is used to conduct the PCR. So basically what the PCR does is able to amplify the copy of the gene many times over. So if there's any aberration in the gene, you're not able to detect that. So after you've run your PCR, or after you've created several copies of that gene, you can now use your gel electrophoresis system, which will allow you to run it in the gel. Then you use your gel documentation system, which will allow you to now visualize those aberrations that are in the gene. Another one of the molecular biology techniques that is quite important is the real-time PCR. So the real-time PCR works very much like the normal PCR. The only difference is that it gives us results in real time and is able to quantify those results. So this machine is very much needed in the areas of diagnostics. Like right now at the moment with COVID-19 pandemic, this is the machine that is used to check for the presence of the virus and to quantify the amount of that virus that you have in your system.